Hello, my name is Keegan Haar, and today I'll be going over my lesson 5 and 6 code. So to start off with, my lesson 5 here, I did on Replit. It's my Java program. So you'll see I start off with my main class, obviously, and I kind of have sections here. Up until the print lines is kind of where each section is. So section 1 is my first list. So I started off as a string, as you can see right here. I've got my string, which is my list 1, which is the inputs. Then I have my regex pattern 1, which is the pattern to try and match these above. And then I create a pattern and compile it, which is that. And then I create a for loop, which is I call it my list 1 and list 1, blah, blah, blah. I create my matcher within that, and I essentially take my list 1 and I compare it to my regex using the matcher, and then just says if it matches, print out list 1 is a match, and if not, it isn't a match. So it does work according to what was in the the rubric and everything. They will match properly. Again, same thing, regex list here. However, with this one, as you'll see, I did make it work, but I was struggling to exclude spaces and parentheses and all of that. I struggled finding how to exclude that. So this is the only one that doesn't work as intended. I had to take out the spaces and the exclamation points and such because it wouldn't work. The only one that would work was the third one, since it had no spaces and such to begin with. So I did struggle with that. Again, same thing again. And fourth one here, it takes a big string and searches for them within it. So you'll see I do a matcher find and then group, blah, blah, blah. And it'll print out that name here in my pattern 4, 5, 6, and 7. It'll print out the according pattern that it finds in the string if it is in there, and if it doesn't, then I made an error message which will basically say no match. So I will go about showing you this. Sorry, I am back. I wasn't able to get it to run, but here we go. Now I got my console back. So when we click run, it will show all the matches here. So match, match, not match, not match, which is part of the rubric. Here, as you see, again, I get them all to match. However, I did take out the at signs, like I said, the spaces, the parentheses, all that, because I couldn't get that to work. So that one is not, the second one is not perfect. Third one works perfectly. And fourth one, as you can see, if you look through this whole thing, I do not have an HG Wells that's actually spelled properly. I have it here, but it doesn't have the whole dots and everything. I do have Abraham Lincoln. I do have Hunter S. Thompson that actually works here. And I do have a Martin Luther King Jr. over there. So those do work. But HG Wells doesn't work, and it is shown right here that it searches through the whole thing and it will print out the ones that work and are found properly, and will print no match for the ones that aren't found. So that is my Java code. Then we'll move on to my scheme code. Again, I did have a little bit of struggle with my square one here. However, my even and odd are work perfectly. So it just takes modulo, and it will say if there isn't a difference between 2 and 0, or if the difference is 2, it's true. Difference is 1, it's false. Simple, even number. And then the reverse here for odd number. And for even number, I wasn't able to really reference the second number here, which was kind of an error on my part, obviously. But the idea is that, I would check the first number and reference it to the second number and see if the first number was actually a square of the second number. However, I wasn't able to do that. So I just did modulo based on the square numbers 1 through 5. So overall, my code works. Everything works about it. Again, just this third part here, my square 1 doesn't really work, but my even and odd work well, and you'll see that they print the right answers here based on the cases I have down here, but my square isn't perfect. So overall, that is my code, and thank you very much.